degrees, masters, and PhD only at Lukomona Journey University, where you earn as you learn. A unique business model, graduate with a lot of investment in your portfolio. This is the place. Contact us.
Bamakosa bayawelifumu, Bamakosa bayawelifumu, Bamakosa bayawelifumu.
Welcome to Friday Seminar with Dr. John Lukomona. This is the 5th of March 2021. I'm so delighted to have you here, and I know that something good is going to happen to you because my God is good. Before I go any further, I want very quickly to plug in these wonderful books. Until you start reading these books, I will not stop promoting them. This one is an effective entrepreneur. It's a very good book which I wrote for students of entrepreneurship, and this book is phenomenal for those learning business studies for the first time, focusing on entrepreneurial skills. This is very good. It's A to Z. It's an A to Z. Just plug it in, go on Amazon, and you'll find it. Every single person who is on the entrepreneurship course must have this book. It is an effective entrepreneur written by myself. I like this book. You cannot fail. And in fact, one of the candidates who rang me today saying they are stuck on Unit 3, they must just go to Amazon, get this book. You're going to understand exactly what you're supposed to do, because there's a chapter here on the cost-benefit analysis. This chapter discusses inventory in addition to revenue and the cost of sales and how to work out capital. It is very good. And last time I was delivering a unit on entrepreneurship called Cognitive and Action, the mindset of an entrepreneur. Is covered right here in this book. So just go to Amazon and you'll find a copy like this one. Beautiful stuff. Easy to carry. The next book in the series of Every Zambian is a Millionaire, Part 1. And this book is so phenomenal. And I believe many people who have read this book have found some good ideas about how they can connect with their home country where they come from. Zambia, because I come from Zambia, and the things that I discuss are also very common to many other people who have left their countries of origin to live in the diaspora. So I encourage you to go and get this book on Amazon. The next book I'm going to talk about is Every Zambian is a Millionaire Part 2. This book is so special because it talks about the power and purpose of leadership. This is political leadership. In Zambia, I've discussed what I call as the three kings. The First Republic, the Second Republic, and the Third Republic. What were the significance of these three leaders? Namely, Dr. Kenneth David Kaunda, then Dr. Frederick Chiluba, and Dr. Levi Mwanawasa State Council. This book is powerful. It explains some fundamental principles that every person has to follow, and you will succeed indeed. It's also historical. There's some good things that I will discuss in this book. And before I go, I just want to talk about the last book. It is Zambia in Prophecy. Get this book and you'll be blessed by it. Excellent. Now, because today is a business program, I want to zero in and talk about something very special. Last week on this very program, we had a very good discussion We are looking at crystallization on public speaking. That chapter is gone. You can still sign up on the actual course on public speaking. Today, I'm looking at leveraging the networks in the country where you are now resident. And before I go any further, let me just introduce to you once again, on my right, this is the Westminster Open College. It's a powerful college where you can learn formal education that matters. We offer a wide range of courses, and many people on this program, just joining this college from 2013, are doing very, very well, because provide education which matters. It takes you straight into work and you start earning, takes you straight into business and you start trading. And on my left hand side here, it is the Lukomona John University, where you can earn as you learn, meaning the education we give you on this platform empowers you to convert your knowledge into an asset that brings you money. We say, do you desire a certificate on the wall or money in your pocket? Every education that you engage yourself with or you qualify in must translate into increased income. If it's not doing that, then it's half-baked education. That's not a very big problem. Half-baked education simply means we must find the other half, and the other half is found right here on our platform, either in the Westminster Open College or in Lukomona John University. Lukomona John University, phase 1 is a virtual university, online learning, maximum online learning. We are in this environment because we are answering the core need of education virtually. Right behind me, which is the Amakayabingi Business Network. This is the platform like a landing space where many businesses come together to discuss ideas, to showcase what they do, to promote one another. So Amakayabingi is the platform. Amakayabingi means power of many people coming together. In our case, with a view to do business, formed on 4 pillars. The first pillar we have, not in any particular order, is promotion. Promotion, every business we seek to promote, we give you a platform where you can pitch yourself. Then we have education, because when you are listening to other people speak, other people present, you are learning new things which you did not know. You are learning new things about your business. And should you want to take up things formally, this is where now we connect the education pillar to the formal delivery in Westminster Open College or the Lukomona John University, where we offer higher degrees, masters, PhDs, and postdocs. If you want to remain or just learn at level 4, 3, 2, it is the Westminster Open College. This is how we are structured. Then right here, we have the pillar of linking. Linking is a very important factor, and today is the focus of our discussion, leveraging the links where you are in the country where you are domiciled and why you must maximize to do that. We link you into various business providers, various service providers. We link you to financiers. We link you to fellow businessmen and women. We also link you to local authorities, policymakers, and so forth, with a view to enhance your productivity and become compliant. Then we have the other pillar, which is right here, called innovation. In every sphere of life, and business, you must, as a matter of fact, innovate the way you do business, innovate the way you package your products, innovate the way you answer the call to solve a problem in the community. So on the platform of Amakayabingi, we are built on those 4 pillars, and we maximize the fundamentals of those objectives. Linking. Let me come now to today's topic, and we'll be talking this in detail. And after this presentation, I invite brothers and sisters, friends across the globe who are watching us on live media right now on Facebook to sign into that number which is scrolling on your screen right now. I want you to sign in and let us discuss with action-based objectives. We do not just talk, we want to talk about something and act. So today we are going to be talking about linkages. Why should you leverage the linkages? For those people, in particular the African brothers and sisters who have come into the Western world from wherever they were in their African country, or it could be any of you persons who lived in Europe, but now you live in Africa. Maybe you're an Englishman or Scotsman, whatever background, you now left your country of origin and you're domiciled in another country. I want you to look at leveraging the linkages. In particular, the first linkage that you should leverage is the host community. The host community is important when you go to live abroad. Why are they important? It is because they are the host. They know much more than you know in certain areas, not the academic stuff. The academic stuff, the host nation might not know much more than you do. I guarantee you, the host people know less academically about their own environment than you do yourself who has come to live in their country, because we tend to learn about their environment academically, so which means we dedicate much time to study what's about their nations. If I ask you about your own nation, which you never studied academically, you discover that you know very little about your own country because you didn't study it. But I ask you now that you have come to live, for example, in the United Kingdom, how have you planned to connect with the local hosts? The first connection you must make, I'm talking focusing on business development. The first connection you must make is your bank manager. Go to your bank manager, learn more about the economic or financial spectrum in that country. A simple appointment will help you to learn about the financial spectrum in that country you are in. Very important. You open a good bank account, very important, both a savings and a current account. So that connection enables you to function in a certain way such that you are able to transact. For those who come with business ideas, connect with business centers. The first point of connection is your local council, the local authority. Many people only go to the council if they need a certain means of support, vis-a-vis looking for a house, apartments to rent in, to move into. The local councils do have such information on the dashboard, but I want you to go to the business department, community development department. Go and find out what sort of things they are actually seeking to develop in the community. There are business ideas. You can now actually translate your thoughts, your own original vision to do business on paper and be able to engage and do business in the local community where you've come to be resident. I know many people like to come and look for their own kind of people they had known back in their home country. If you're from Zambia, you want to go and look for Zambians where they are as your first port of call. Socially speaking, it's good, but make it 5%, because you've come here, you have thrown into a country, or thrown a country for a purpose, for a mission, not to look for your own countrymen. To go and look for linkages where you can do development. This is the purpose. If you did not realize this, because you're listening to me on this program, I'm making you realize it. And I want you to pull back, reflect, and rewrite your script. Those things I've mentioned. When you go to the councils, the local authorities, the Metropolitan Borough of Warsaw, where I belong, Metropolitan Borough of Greater Manchester, another borough of Sheffield, wherever you are located, go there and inquire at the reception. Can you direct me? Who is in charge of community development or business development or whatever they call it that links into the community for business development? They will direct you. Once they show you that, grab a piece of paper, write down what you hear in the meeting as you meet that gentleman or woman. Request for a copy of their development plan. When I came into Warsaw, I got a letter and they were inviting people can sit on the board to discuss developments of Warsaw. And when I came in this place about 10, 14 years ago, I think, I found there was just one road cutting across what they call the main city center before the wharf. Few years later, that area was totally transformed. They showed us a picture of how it's going to be in the near future. So we had to vote and do that. I attended lots of those meetings and I met different people, different business people. I got connected. And I remember there was a business consortium that was helping people in the community. I went there, I signed up, I sat under their feet to educate me. They supported me. I was visiting that place. I had a business mentor. I sat down and I listened and I learned a lot. Because of that, I was able to launch several businesses. And you can see behind me, these are the businesses which are pioneered. When I first arrived in Wolverhampton, before I came to Warsaw, I connected. There was a business center called Business Connection, I think it was. And one of my very first mentor, Mr. Sam Duru, and I sat under his feet in Wolverhampton many years ago. That time, after his mentorship in that business organization, I launched my first company called Tutorial 2000. You like this one? You liked it? Not because some of these things I did not know them, but I valued the power of connecting with the local community. The people that you find in the locality who are well connected to systems, who understand things. And I also particularly sought to be connected with the indigenous English folks who live in this land, who are born in this land, so I can learn from them how they do their things, how they do their businesses, how they get connected. I connected with a gentleman, what's his name again? He was running a business called Kingsway. Powerful consultant. Jeremy, consultant, very good. So I learned things I could not have learned if I did not connect with the local people. So I spread my tentacles and got the foundation stronger. These people, I would need them for referrals. I would need them for leveraging their skills because I know where they are. Then I began moving slowly into other communities. I went to the Asian community. I went to the Afro-Caribbean community. I went into the Nigerian community. I went into the Zimbabwean community. Now I became whole-rounded. And I want you to do these things purposely, proactively. Then now I connected more with many other organizations in London, BCA, BABA. These are run by the English folks in this country. Then I connected myself with other providers through this organization, like Parry Building Products, Buildworks Now, etc. These connections are fundamental because they are local people born and bred in this country, so that you can link with them, learn from them, transfer knowledge from them, and understand how the system works. It also saves you money. You don't need to go and sit in a classroom to learn these things. You learn through collaborations. But if you are just linking your own people through and through, the ones who had, I think I talked about this before, you are denying yourself the reason why you came abroad into the United Kingdom or into America or into Australia or anywhere where you are. If you have left Britain to go to Africa and you're looking for your own Britons, you are missing a chance to learn from the local people. They'll tell you things that you did not know. They'll connect you to places that you cannot be connected academically or physiologically, whatever you may call it. So I'm encouraging every businessman and woman and an African living abroad, connect yourself to solid connections. Then the next thing you want to do is financial institutions. A bank was the first we mentioned, but there are other financial institutions that you ought to know about. Some lend with low interest, some lend with high interest, depending on what target market they look for. Some they look for those who've got very bad credit, yet the market is there, connect with them. Some lend to businesses, some are angel financiers, connect with them. Because these people, these organizations, they're going to be very vital to the journey you're going to. God brought you here not just to focus on one aspect of family development. It is global, national development. Look at the land you come from. What can you do? So those are the connections under the pillar of linking. To be very well educated, find learning institutions which can add value to your education. The value addition must translate into financial growth. Very important. I've got some lovely ladies on our platform of Amakawingi in their own right. They are developing systems elsewhere. They are learning on financial systems. They brought some good products to me. I've joined it because I'm leveraging connections. And when, as a parent, for example, you are a businesswoman and man, your children are watching you. The way you develop yourself is similarly, they're going to copy you. It just happens naturally, believe me. So I'm encouraging every African who is in the diaspora. You could be living in Germany. You could be living in France. You could be living in the United Kingdom. You could be living in any place away from home. Connect, not just to your own people. Connect to the people you have come there for the purpose of development. You're going to find some people who are also very generous. These are businessmen and women. They've made so much money. And because of their generosity, God has been blessing them. Some of you are gifted to set up charitable organizations. Some of you are gifted to promote young innovators. Like I'm engaged in that area as well. I'm supporting young people and I'm doing business with them in their own vision. I put my little finances there to support them. They can land some of that money on your table and say, let's do something together, because you have connected with them. If you did not connect with them, to find somebody on the internet is very scary. Although nowadays, the virtual environment is one of the areas people are finding one another. But for business development, it's safer to talk to a physical person whom you can share the similar vision, and you can shake hands. Physically, you meet in church. Physically, you meet in the business center. Yes, it's easy, but you have to make that proactive move. And when you do these things, you actually program that I want to meet people like this. I want to meet people like this. I want to meet people like this. I guarantee you, you're going to meet them. Oh, I'm a Christian. Yes, I'm a Christian indeed. And I like what the Bible says in Proverbs. The Bible says, plans belong to man, which means you, man, must plan, make certain plans. Yeah? So if you do not plan, which means you will have nothing to actually measure your progress by, because there's no plan. And following that scripture, it says, from God comes the reply of the tongue. You understand it? So plan, then inquire of the Lord. Plan, then you're going to follow that step by step. Step by step. Where you fail, you're going to jot why this didn't work. You do evaluation. Okay, maybe if I do it this way, you're planning to meet people of like minds in business. So you cannot sit in one position and thinking you're going to move forward. This position you arrived in amongst your own people alone would not take you forward to learn and grab that which is due to you. The reason why you flew out. I am determined that I'm going to make as many connections by God's grace as possible to make the university work, to make the college work, to make Amakayawing work. For this one, I'm determined. I would like to raise at least $1 billion to invest in various projects. Some of these projects are going to come from you people. You're going to submit. Then we invest in it because there are methods of doing these things. I'm determined. I'm going to work with you people to help me bring as many students as possible to come and be educated here, because here we produce value. When you can get connected to this family of education, oh my, the words of one of my friends in Manchester. Hello, Mr. Chisumka. God bless you. We love you so much. When he says my, then things are real good. When they get education here, they fly. Because we take out things which are irrelevant. I don't want you to know how you count the legs of an octopus. I want you to know how to sell and buy, add value to products. Okay? When you come to this one, a degree that you obtained, which never gave you money, join us. We put you on the Masters for Entrepreneurship. That degree begins to bring you money because of connections. So I've spoken too much. I want to leave room for discussion afterwards. So let me revise again. Before I revise, just add one more thing. Another area you need to connect yourself to is your own high commission or embassy. Many of you only know the embassy for visas. When your passport is expired, that's where you go to the embassy. That's not the time for embassy. The time for embassy is always every time you need productivity. You need to export your skills back into your home country. You want to understand or to know what development is needed in the country. What little contribution can you add on to that? Focus where the government wants to develop their country. That one little bit can make a difference. Today I was scheduled to speak for people in Magoye, Southern Province, because we want to launch a program there for entrepreneurship to teach people how to develop the goat rearing at a professional level, bring it up and export. Because now I'm becoming an expert in goat rearing. I'm learning this. I want to be part of a plantation where we have over 1,000, 2,000, 20,000 goats. We are supplying the whole region, exporting as well. This is going to happen because we are making connections. So, embassy, to go and see what you need to develop in their country. It's very important, very important, very important. And also, there is investment meetings, big meetings, very expensive to attend. Maybe they're now cheaper because of the COVID. Most of these take place in prestigious hotels. One of them that I attended was about £1,200 to enter. We went there very early in the morning. Very early in the morning, from breakfast to lunch, and we finish about 5 p.m. Awesome meetings. This is where deals are made. When you see on Eventbrite meetings like that, save up. If it's taking place next year, keep saving until you attend. You wonder, why is it so expensive? The information you gather from there, the connections you find there. This is where I find people who own at least over 10,000 hectares of land in different countries. 1,000 in that country, 1,000 in that country, another in that country, because they do major projects, mega projects. Then you interface with people like that. You get to talk. You are friends forever. You've met, you're talking, and your also thinking capacity changes. Your level of dreaming changes. It increases to the higher level. Spend time to structure yourself. Connect yourself with these systems. Then you change the outlook of your economy, in your family line, in your community, in your country. And you become even more contributory positively to the host community where you live in. By God's grace, in my little way, I've created employment to hundreds of people since I came to the United Kingdom. Everywhere I go, I create a business. I set up a business and employ people. If I go statistically on the database, maybe, who knows? I've employed over hundreds of people. And that employment has made a difference, even if I paid them just for a few hours. Talk about 100 people, few hours over many years. It's an impact. And we give them credibility. For example, the young people who, by God's grace, are looking for where to land and begin a life of employment. I create jobs. I say, look, here's a project. Here's employment, placement. Go to your university or school. I've employed you now. And the chaps, young people, finish. This is how powerful you are. Do you realize how powerful you are as you traveled abroad into this country, the United Kingdom, or America, or elsewhere? Think big. Do not bury your vision. Think big. This is Friday's seminar with Dr. John Lukomona, 5th of March 2021. I would like you to encourage you, each time it's Friday by God's grace, forward the link to your friends so they can listen to these things. Development begins with you. When you travel abroad, you are appointed as an ambassador of development. Do not fail to link with others. Now I'm inviting you to a discussion. I've talked about a lot of things in this presentation, and I want you to act. June 2021, we are back as Amakaya Wingi, the university and the college and all business partners. We are going to do a virtual international business conference called Celebrating Business Connectivity and Success. You might have seen an advert at the beginning, or you might see it at the end. Wherever you see it, plug in, apply, sign up, pay that conference fee. Let's get together online and do bigger business. If the environment opens up a little better, we're going to have a smaller audience in the auditorium, but many of you are going to be on the virtual. This is going to be awesome. Signing off by still present with you. Don't forget, that number scrolling on the screen is the Zoom number. If you want to participate in the live discussion, I'm going to be sitting down there in front of the camera and waiting for your call. Thank you so much. Get in and let's start talking.
Vamakosa,